Is being fat a choice? Nobody can say for sure. It's an incredibly multifaceted and nuanced topic. Join me as I break down the second installment of Jubilee's Middle Ground series, this time with the ladies. Let's get started.
Our first prompt is, your physique is in your control.
At the surface level, I agree with this 100%. As I stated in my last Jubilee video, which you can check out right here or here, it all comes down to thermodynamics at the end of the day. Consume more calories than you expend, you gain weight. Expend more calories than you consume, you lose weight. At face value, it's an incredibly simple concept. While there are certainly factors and variables that can directly affect the difficulty one experiences when trying to lose weight, as we'll see in a bit, at the end of the day, it all comes down to what you put in your mouth and what kind of activity you get.
So while of course there are aspects that I think you can control about your physique, I think there are more things that are out of your control. Like, it is so much more expensive to eat healthy than it is to eat like crap. If I go to the grocery store and I just want to buy a bunch of frozen meals, that's going to be so much cheaper than me going and buying fresh produce and fresh fruit and everything.
I disagree.
Immediately.
I disagree too.
I also disagree. I can go to Walmart right now and buy a pack of chicken drumsticks, which is enough protein for me, a male who's 245 pounds, to have enough protein for 5 or 6 meals. You can buy a giant bag of brown or white rice for $4 or $5, and one box of whole wheat penne pasta, which is about 1,600 calories, costs about $1.47. Even frozen vegetables, like the ones you just put in the microwave, are less than $2, and you have enough for about 3 or 4 meals. Buying frozen meals is an incredibly inefficient way to use your money. While they may be easy to cook, they're pretty devoid of nutrition, full of preservatives and fillers, and just make you end up being hungry again in an hour or so. No wonder she's struggling.
Why do you disagree?
The prepackaged foods, the frozen ones, way more expensive. I've been on a budget, eternally. I always save money by just going to the grocery store and buying ingredients.
I agree with you on that, but I can go get a frozen meal sometimes for $1.50, $2, where if I want to cook a whole meal, like depending on what all the ingredients I'm getting, that could be $10.
So you'll get more.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but still, you have to think from people who have like no money and they're thinking like, oh, I can get.
I've had no money. I've had $12 for a week's amount of food.
I
hear both. I think that you definitely, in the short-term mindset, it is cheaper. You go to a fast food restaurant, they have like $1 menu. I think they've even increased the $1 menu now. So,
like
which
a
is
$2
crazy.
menu.
It's like a $2 menu. So that's valid, I think, but I think it's killing us in the long term. Like, it's like that short dopamine effect, the dopamine where you're like, oh, I just need something right now.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue.
I also did want to, just touch on, other than like food costs, like there's also privilege when it comes to like having time to cook stuff.
Definitely,
Like if you work a
100%,
full-time job, if you have kids and stuff, a lot of the time it's just easier. You don't have the time.
Of course it's easier. Nobody's questioning whether or not it's easier if you have time. The problem is easier is kind of a cop-out. There are men and women that work 2 or 3 jobs, have multiple kids and obligations, and still they find the time to set aside and cook healthy meals for their families. What an excuse. Going for what's easy is a surefire way to lead a mediocre life. It's doing what's hard and difficult and delaying gratification that produces the most stellar results. If eating healthy and going to the gym to develop a toned physique were easy, then literally nobody would be obese.
Here, you don't have the time and energy. Like, I enjoy cooking, but it's a lot of work sometimes. And it's much easier for me to just like go through the drive-through. And then also privilege when it comes to like your mental health. When you are depressed, when you're struggling to even like get through the day, it can be really hard to have that motivation to eat well, to move your body and stuff. So for then when people are like, oh, well, why aren't you working out? It's like, dude, I can barely even get out of bed.
Fun fact, eating healthy and exercising are actually incredible remedies for mental health problems and depression.
Body positivity can promote unhealthy habits. Will the agreeers please step forward?
I agree with this wholeheartedly. You wouldn't believe how many TikToks and Instagram reels I see from fat influencers spouting the most objectively false and misleading information. The fact is, and it's been proven by thousands and thousands of studies, that people with excess adiposity, or being fat, leads to innumerable metabolic syndromes and chronic health issues. Full stop. Pretending that isn't the case and claiming that health at every size is possible is not only wildly unethical, but when you factor in a lot of these influencers' audiences are primarily younger, impressionable girls, the situation gets even worse.
I think blind body positivity can be harmful if it's just like always like, don't ever consider any possibility that you could change something or improve your quality of life. Just blindly accept yourself. I think that's where it can get kind of toxic.
I don't look like how I looked when I was 20. So body positivity is encouraging yourself to accept you're gonna transform eventually. When you're 40, when you're 50, you're gonna get wrinkles, you know, all these things. So yeah, definitely body positivity should have taken another route instead of just saying it's for big people, because it's not. It's for all the variety of people that need to accept you're changing.
Yeah, I think the pendulum has switched to the furthest extreme. I think body positivity was created because there wasn't a space for people who could have acceptance in bigger bodies. And I think it's just gone to the furthest extreme now. And
like, women come in all shapes and sizes, right? And every woman is beautiful. And I think that you should really be confident in your body and the way that you look, you know, wake up feeling your best. But I feel like especially on social media and in society today, this body positivity movement, I've seen like multiple times where there's like obese women promoting body positivity.
So I didn't step forward because I really hate the toxicity that has come from people being like, oh, body positivity promotes obesity and blah, blah, blah. I hate that so much. I think there is like the minutest people who are doing that, the vast, vast majority. I do not think promote obesity. Body positivity, to me, is just loving your body, accepting your body how it is, and not hating yourself. Like, you shouldn't have to wake up every day because you're 400 pounds and hate yourself.
You shouldn't also wake up in the morning at 400 pounds and think it's wrong for you to want to make a change. The fact of the matter is, if you're a woman who's 400 pounds, you are incredibly unhealthy. There have been times in my life when I was near 400 pounds, and I'm 6'3". I'm pretty tall. I handled it pretty well, and I was miserable. Constant pain, knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, not even to mention the mental health issues that came along with it. And I'm 6'3". If you're a woman who's maybe a foot shorter than me, and due to rudimentary biology has considerably less muscle mass than I do, you are not happy. You are going to hate your life. You can try to fake it as much as you like, but your quality of life is abysmal when you're that size.
I have taken a weight loss drug. Will the agreeers please step forward?
If you count over-the-counter drugs that you'd see at Walmart or GNC, then yes, I've taken weight loss drugs. Most of these supplements are usually just packed with caffeine and have some pretty innocuous ingredients. On the tier list of weight loss drugs, these ones are pretty low.
So I've heavily considered taking Ozempic, but I've decided not to because you either have to stay on that drug long term to keep those effects, or if you get off of it, most people are gonna gain the weight back. So I'm no longer interested in anything that is not a complete lifestyle change. Like for me, I have learned over the years that I would prefer to be fat and happy than thin and miserable.
Jade is 100% right here. Ozempic and GLP-1 agonists have become incredibly prevalent as of late, and they produce some massive results. But she's right. If you stop taking them, the weight will come back. And touching on Ozempic, in case you're wondering what my opinion is on it, while I believe there's a lot more research that can be done on its effects and downsides, as it stands right now, it's actually a miracle drug in the war against obesity. The side effects that come from being obese and their implications on quality of life and lifespan are innumerable. So any drug that a person can take to eliminate any excess adiposity may be worth the side effects that may or may not come with taking a medication.
Fit women are more attractive than fat women. Will the agreeers please step forward?
I may out myself here and you may label me superficial, but I agree with this prompt. As a heterosexual male, any woman that cares about her health and her body composition and regularly eats a healthy diet and goes to the gym to improve her physique, well, I find that incredibly alluring. I've always thought this way, even when I was obese, which doesn't make any sense at all and is completely delusional, but it's true. I'm a man, and I can't deny my biology. Hard work, consistency, discipline are all incredibly attractive qualities.
I would definitely agree. Fit women are more attractive than like plus size women, only because me having this body, it shows that I can commit to something, right? And it shows that I'm hardworking, so I feel like men looking at my body can see, oh, okay, she's dedicated. She put in the work, and that could be an attractive quality that men see in me. I would definitely go for like a more muscular guy. So that kind of shows that we have something in common, something that we can work on together.
So gym dates.
Yeah, gym dates, for sure.
All right, thank you. Can we bring in the disagreeers?
I feel like I'm gonna get flamed alive right now.
Massive respect to Donna for being the lone agreeer on the panel. Donna, you look phenomenal. Call me.
I'm bisexual, so I
Hey,
love
girl, me
women.
too.
I
Yes,
love women.
Yes, all the bisexuals.
I think that all women are beautiful. I've had relationship with women that are fit, that are not fit, variety. And I can tell you that personality-wise, the skinniest ones and the most beautiful ones have had a personality that I cannot work with. Me, personally, me. So,
Yeah.
and it comes from a place that the way that I grew up, the way that they grew up, thoughts, minds, you surround yourself with people that you like, that is like you. Your personality has more beauty than the way that you look.
The biggest issue I have with what you said, I disagree with you. I think as a fit girl as well, fit girlies, but I still disagree with you because there's beautiful women who are in bigger bodies. Like, I feel like it's an arrogance almost to be like, oh, because I'm fit, I'm more attractive. Like that's, it's ridiculous. And the biggest issue I have was what you said about men being attracted to you more just because you're fit. I think that that's basing your worth on a man. And I'm married, as a married woman saying that, I just don't understand what that has to do with the principle of just physical attractiveness. It has nothing to do with if someone else deems you as attractive. It's like just solely based on the physical. So
Donna is obviously a heterosexual woman, so of course she's gonna frame the prompt in her head as being more attracted to a man. This comment here is a little bit silly. I know most of the women on the panel are happily bisexual, but obviously she is not. Why would she care about being attracted to the same sex? Doesn't make any sense. I don't think her opinion was ridiculous at all. And Alyssa calling her out is giving off some big mean girl energy.
Women should be fit enough to protect themselves. Will the agreeers step forward?
This is the first prompt I actually disagreed with. When I think about a woman protecting herself, I think exclusively of her protecting herself from a male attacker. And as someone who's very pro Second Amendment, trust me, arming yourself with your constitutional right is not exclusive to any body type. There's also other things like mace, tasers, stun guns. However, the panel elaborates on this fact and makes me second guess my original stance on this prompt.
Well, I got attacked by a dog once when I was on a walk. Alec came out of this house and it came after me, and I was with a group of friends. Of course, it comes after the big one. Don't get me wrong, but it was scary. I couldn't run away from that problem, but my friends were able to, and that came to my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm not good at cardio. I know what I need to prove more on. You need to be able to carry yourself, pull yourself up, or like, you know, run.
Even for you, for your kids, you know, an emergency, your kid is swallowing something and it got stuck, or, you know, everything around you needs your full potential energy. So yeah, definitely everybody work on their own pace and just make sure that you work on things that are gonna help you and stay safe because it's dangerous.
See what I mean? She definitely changed my mind. When I think of protecting oneself, I immediately think of protecting yourself in a direct confrontation with an attacker. That's why these panels are so interesting. They introduce a different way of thinking about a question that really makes you question your stance. She's right. There are instances where you may need to escape, where you may need to vault yourself over a large obstacle, where you may need to fit yourself into a smaller space, or just expend large amounts of energy to protect yourself. And most definitely, you're much more likely to successfully navigate these scenarios when you're fit. This episode was actually incredibly enjoyable and very thought-provoking, much more so than the male version I did the react to previously. Every single one of these ladies was consummately professional, incredibly polite, incredibly considerate. Never once did they resort to derogatory statements or personal attacks. Myron. And on the whole, it was pretty pleasant to watch. I need to admit something right now. I actually tried to do a react style video just like the last one to these ladies, and it was really, really hard. The cordialness and lack of drama between these ladies kind of lent itself to more of a commentary style video. There are many more moments and prompts that I omitted from this video, but if you'd like to see the episode in its entirety, I'll link it down in the description. Take it easy, guys, and stay hungry. Peace.